Please, friends, wear your safety gear on the boat. This happened at my favorite fishing spot in Hampton Roads. Sorry.
Agencies have paused their search efforts until 8 tomorrow morning. The U.S. Coast Guard and Navy will work through the night. Marta Berglund has more on their efforts. Officials tell us the 60-year-old man jumped off a 20-foot fishing boat to retrieve something, but then couldn't get back on board. They also say one other person was on the boat and called 911.
Engine 2 EMS 192 response for a drowning open water right off the edge RVT. A white boat with white and green beanbag on the top.
That's the call that sprung Hampton Fire and Rescue, Norfolk Fire, the U.S. Coast Guard, and more agencies into action Thursday. They worked through rainy conditions to look for a man who drifted away from a fishing boat he was on.
It's a dynamic environment in the marine environment, so the seas and the winds can change. That's why it's always really important for people who go out boating or fishing to just keep a mindful eye on the weather.
At last report, the search is still on. Peggy Britton with the U.S. Coast Guard says even though the man went missing hours ago, they're looking for a survivor.
Certainly the water's quite warm, so if the missing person is a good swimmer with a will to live, we could be looking for a survivor on the surface of the water.
Hampton Fire and Rescue Battalion Chief Anthony Chittum says vessels and agencies from all around the area are helping out.
In this region, we're extremely fortunate that we have a regional approach to these things. With a simple phone call, we're able to get those assets started to our location.
Britton agrees, calling it a team effort.
This is what characterizes Hampton Roads. It's the willingness for all of our partner agencies at the federal, state, and local level to pull together resources to bring home a survivor to their loved ones.
In Hampton, Marta Berglund, 13 News Now.
Water near the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. They say he jumped off a boat for something and didn't return. Stephanie Johnson is following this story. She's live now in Hampton with the latest.
All right, so Stephanie, what can you tell us?
Yeah, well, the Coast Guard says the man was on a 21-foot-long fishing boat this afternoon when he decided to jump into the water to retrieve an item. Now, this is what they also tell us. The U.S. Coast Guard says the man is 60 years old. They said they got the initial call at 12:39 today. As of right now, the Coast Guard and multiple agencies are searching for him. A representative with the Coast Guard says the first 24 hours in a search and rescue are crucial, especially during inclement weather.
Dynamic environment in the marine environment, so the seas, the winds can change. That's why it's always really important for people who go out boating or fishing to just keep a mindful eye on the weather.
And right now they are focusing their search efforts on the Grandview Drive area, a residential area in Hampton that's not too far away from the HRBT to search for this man. Again, he is 60 years old. The U.S. Coast Guard said they plan to stay out here all night long to look for him. In Hampton, Stephanie Johnson, 13 News Now.
Now near the HRBT.
And first responders say that he fell off a boat around 12:30 this afternoon. And our Markeisha Jackson is there live with the rescue efforts. Markeisha.
Yeah, I'm in Hampton now along the Chesapeake Bay, which is where the search for that man that went overboard has expanded to. Now, that's according to Hampton Battalion Chief Anthony Chittum. He says the call came in around 12:30 this afternoon. Chief Chittum said a group of people were on a boat when the man fell off. The other people on the boat rowed over to a nearby marina trying to get help. That's when Norfolk Fire and Rescue, along with the Coast Guard and the Hampton Division of Fire and Rescue, started responding and are now actively trying for a rescue. Chief Chittum just shared with us that now the U.S. Navy is providing 2 helicopters to help their search efforts. Virginia Marine Police and Virginia Department of Wildlife are also searching. Now, we'll be here all evening as those search efforts continue. Reporting in Hampton, Markeisha Jackson, 10 on your side.
Stay extremely safe, friends. Wear life preservers and find out what the weather will be like. Check the forecast before you go out. And again, thank you for subscribing to this channel.